The regulator's going to be cool with this, 4-3?
Well, that's the $60–70 billion question, Guy. Certainly, if you look at the international context, most large economies are going from 4 wireless carriers to 3. So the U.S. is a bit of an outlier, actually, in still having 4. But this is a sensitive subject. Everyone knows what they pay for their phone bill. No politician wants to be the one who's telling consumers that they're going to have to pay more. So I think this is still, from a regulatory perspective, a very tricky situation.
How does it... What's the model? Is there something that we can kind of look at and say, well, it's worked here and it's not worked here? Kind of how do I think about this if I'm a regulator?
Well, the idea is that instead of having, in the American case, 2 very large, very strong wireless operators and then 2 sort of also RANs, you know, you would have 3 big ones that can effectively compete with each other. But the counter-argument is going to be, actually, that the current situation has worked from a consumer perspective in many ways. T-Mobile has made a lot of noise about slashing prices, about being more consumer-friendly.
Right.
So if you're an opponent, you can say, why change it?
Okay, let's pick this up. The guy with the purple T-shirt changed the business. This guy was a joke when he came out. I laughed at him. It's one of the biggest things I've been wrong on, Matt Campbell, in years. Mr. Legere revolutionized that business. Every kid I provide ownership to, all the stupid phone bills I write every month are because of this guy. He's changed the dialogue. Is he going to run this dog? I don't believe SoftBank would ever let him do that.
Well, one thing we don't know about this transaction is who ends up owning the combined asset. It would have been perhaps SoftBank a few years ago.
Agreed.
Now it could be the other way around very easily.
Is he that priceless? They've got to keep him there to drive this thing forward, to compete with Verizon, to compete with AT&T?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, I'm sure T-Mobile have to be very happy with the job John Legere has done, given what's happened to their share price, given how much more visible they are than a few years ago. But, you know, this is being decided at levels way above him in Tokyo and in Germany. And so whether he stays on will have to remain to be seen.